Yo. What up, guys? Jacques Slade here, and today we have a ton of stuff that's releasing next week, and I'm going to get to all of that right away. But first, I've got a bit of a triple unboxing for you guys before we get into it. I'll make these quick so we can get into the releases for this week. First up, we got a little something from Sunday Red. This is the Osprey. It's Sunday Red, which is Tiger Woods' brand. It's his first on and off course golf shoe, and it looks really nice in my opinion. Again, it's called the Osprey. It's 160 bucks, and there you go. Very clean, very minimal, not a lot of crazy branding on it. So you see you have the branding right there on the bottom. You have the Sunday Red branding there on the traction, and you can see the traction is all integrated traction, which should be nice. I kind of wish these were a little bigger, but I think that's gonna work there. And then you get a little branding there on the tongue. It's a good looking shoe. Honestly, if you are into like the on and off course stuff, especially when it comes to sneakers, these should be an easy cop for you. 160, these just released this week. And then you can see they switched up the box. So you got a new box with these, but very, very nice. All right, next up. Etnies. Now, I don't know how many of my audience are skateboarders. I wasn't a skateboarder. I mean, I knew how to ride a skateboard and I could do an ollie, but that was about all that I could do. I wasn't really like super into the skate world, but for those of you that were super into the skate world or that are into the super skate world, you'll recognize the Etnies brand. I do recognize that they were big in the skate world, and it looks like they're doing a golf collab with Malbon on the Sal 23. So for those that know Sal Balbier, this is his signature shoe that he made with Etnies, and they're doing it in a golf version. So you have the dual tag there, you have the Sal logo there, you have the 23 as a nod to Michael Jordan, and then you have that integrated traction there. Now these are obviously skate shoes that are golf shoes as well. I don't know enough, honestly, I don't know enough about skating to know if you can still skate in these or if this will be a problem trying to skate in these. But I like the way they look. Obviously this white and green has very much Masters sort of vibes to it, especially with the yellow Vibram hit right there. Definitely feels skate. You get the Malbon on the inside, the Etnies on the inside over there. Very cool. You get the Etnies Malbon hit right there as well. So they come in this color, this white, green, and I'd say really white and green. But then there's this color, and this one is the most interesting to me because I feel like this brown is the one that can get beat up the most, and I like it the most because it has these contrasting stitching right here. This seems like the one that's gonna get the most attention. Again, same thing, you have the Sal logo there on the tongue, and you have the dual branding there on the back of the shoe, and then you have the 23, which is obviously an ode to MJ. A big MJ fan there. I like the way that this one looks, this brown one. I like it more than the white and the green, although I'd probably wear the white and green one more on the course. The brown one I'd probably wear more off the course, but just want to give you guys a quick look at those. Just real quick. These these are available right now over on Malbon, and they're available on Etnies if you want to rock with those. But without further ado, let's get into what's actually releasing this week. And there's quite a few things that are dropping that I think you guys are really going to be excited about, starting with the Nike Book 1. It's dropping in a desert camo on July 28th for 145 bucks. I think these were supposed to release earlier, but this seems like a reschedule, and it's a really nice colorway, by the way, as well. Anyway, the Jordan Luca .77 NY versus NY. This is on the 29th for 115. Now, even though this sneaker is supposed to represent the annual New York summer tournament that pits the best of the boroughs against each other, this split colorway is the most ice pop inspired ass colorway that I've ever seen. seen, like my blood sugar is just rising thinking about this. On the Giannis tip, you get the Giannis Freak 7 Ignition. This is a reschedule. It's going to be on July 29th for $115. For you Nike SB Dunk Low fans, you have the Pro B Sequoia dropping on the 29th for $130. For you Daybreak fans, if you watched my latest sneaker tour, Natasha had a couple of Daybreaks that I actually really want to get my hands on. So you have the Nike Daybreak SP in Blue Void and Diffuse Blue. This is going to be on July 29th for $105. Then you also can get it in Limelight and Electro Orange for the same price. If you guys watch Hard Pass, the people ate me alive when it came to talking about the Kobe 2. Some people really love this shoe, and I didn't know that was a thing. So you can get the Kobe 2 Gray 5 on July 30th for $160. So Adidas confounding decision to keep releasing this new colorway of the Kobe 2. It continues with this Gunmetal-esque Gray 5, but then again, like I said, we got a lot of people coming for us in the comments of our weekly show Hard Pass and declaring their love for this shoe. So there's that. At least I can be happy for the fans of the silhouette that it's finally getting its time in the sun. If you like the Nike Total 93 SP, you can get it in Pearl White, Shadow Brown, and Gum Dark Brown on the 30th for $135. But it's also going to be in Fur, Sail, and Gum Medium Brown on the same day for the same price. New Balance has the 1906L in beige. It's going to be on the 30th for $160. New Balance has the 204L in mushroom and arid stone on the 30th for $110. So working as a counter to the popular Adidas Samba and the rise of Nike's Total 90, New Balance is dropping the new slimmed out model called the 204L. It still has a lot of chunky dad shoe energy on the upper, but it's clearly been toned down, especially when it comes to the tooling. We have the women's Nike Air Superfly LX. This is in sale in muslin. This is going to be on the 31st for $125. Wasn't Blake's shoe with Jordan called the Superfly? I'm gonna have to check that. Anyway, for you Jordan 1 fans, you have the Jordan 1 High Self-Expression. This is on the 31st for $180. Following in the tradition of greats like the Lance Mountain SB Air Jordan 1 or the LA to Chicago SB Jordan 1s, I only have one of those two. The Self-Expression does away with the SB designation, but keeps the fadeaway upper to reveal a more colorful palette. And if you want to keep going, apparently the colored panels will also fade over time to reveal an all-white upper. So if you're looking for top value in your sneaker, the number of possible color combination with these J's will last for a solid minute, man. So Philadelphia 76ers All-Star Tyrese Maxey is getting the exclusive treatment from New Balance in the form of a 2-pack that features one pair for hooping and another pair for casual use. Maxey's Hezzy Low V2 and the 1906R both feature white and light blue uppers with hits of teal and purple to give the kicks a little bit of pop. For New Balance, you have the Hezzy Low V2. That's July 31st for $120, and then the 1906R is going to be $160, both for Tyrese Maxey, or the Tyrese Maxey PE, I guess you could call him. Keeping with New Balance, you have the 991 V2 in grape sorbet, and you have it in brandied apricot. Those are both going to be on the 31st for $250. With the hit Disney movies Zootopia getting a sequel this Thanksgiving, Adidas is getting parents ready with a handful of new sneakers featuring their kids' favorite characters, who I absolutely know by heart. Yep, Judy Hopps, you're a bunny, I'm guessing, and Nick Wilde is a wildebeest or something. Yeah, I'm like totally locked in. So you have the Toddler Zootopia Adidas Gazelle CF Judy Hopps on the first for $60. You have the Superstar CF Nick Wilde on the first for $75. And then you also have the Adidas Adiform Adilette on for Judy Hopps on the first for $45. Keeping with the kids, the Lego Nike Air Max DM Yellow is dropping on the first for $155. As neat as a novelty of seeing Lego studs on the upper of an Air Max is, to charge $155 for a pair your kids will eventually grow out of and you can't actually put pieces on them, it's wild to me. Then again, I look at how much Lego sets go for nowadays, and maybe I shouldn't be shocked at all. For those that like Peak Diamonds, you have the LeBron 20. This is dropping on the first for $210. And this is actually finally releasing 3 years after they were first revealed. The mesh version on the Nike LeBron 20 Peak Diamond also goes by the alternate Drew League name. James wore them for his decade or so appearance at the country's premier basketball summer competition and showed out to the tune of 42 points and 16 rebounds. He was balling. Sure, Bronny James wore them for the NBA Summer League a few weeks ago, but come on. This is really Pop's shoe. For you Terra Squad fans, the Nike Air Force 1 in white and red is dropping on the first for $150. Apparently, the release date for these is not locked, though. Not at least as of this recording, and that it will be pushed back later in August, so we'll hold back on talking about these, actually, until then. For you book fans, we have the Nike Book 1 Safari on August 1st for $155. So after months of people complaining that Devin Booker has been hoarding all the player exclusives of the Book 1 that call back to classic Nike sneakers, we've been getting a steady stream of them, with the latest being the Safari colorway. Seems like we should just maybe not complain as much and just enjoy the ride or something, or double down and complain more because the complaints are actually what influenced Nike to release these former PEs. Knowing the internet, it's probably the latter. For you A1 fans, you have the Sunshine dropping on the first for 115. I don't know why I sung that. It just felt like the natural thing to do. If you want the Panda Dark Team Red and the Dunk Low, you can get that on the first for 130. The Nike GT Cut 1, not the new one that Paige wore, is dropping in black chrome on the first for 190. The kids are getting an Air Jordan 4 Pizza on the first for 160. Yeah, it's cool for the kids and all, but the pizza box packaging, that might be the best part of this retro. And $160 for the kids? Whew. Adidas Dawn issue number 7 in pitch black is dropping on the first for 120, but you can also get it in team cloud white on the same day for the same price. Puma's LaFrance R&R light sand orange glow and aquatic is dropping on the first for 120. So is this the most normal Puma LaMelo Ball sneaker ever? It still has the kaleidoscope burst of color that other LaMelos go for, but it's underneath a sand colored overlay that kind of has a lot of Crocs energy, can I say? Maybe that's the reason for the R&R name? I don't know. Asphalt Gold is doing a collab with Solomon on the XT4 Transit. That's going to be on the second for 220. And then for you Air Jordan fans, you OGs, the Air Jordan 10 is dropping in steel gray on the second for 215. It's an OG colorway of the Air Jordan 10 is in returning, and it's a bummer because most people are going to be focused on a different Jordan retro dropping on the second. I guess it's good news if you like the 10s, since there's going to be less people chasing these, but the 10s are an underrated silhouette that deserves more and more love. And speaking of Jordans, the undefeated Air Jordan 4 is dropping on the second for 225. The legends are true. This was the first Air Jordan collaboration with an entity outside the hallowed halls of Beaverton. They were just limited to 72 total pairs made. They are worth more than 10 new Cybertrucks because who wants that crap? And they became so influential that any sneaker that even remotely copied its color blocking is called Undefeated, despite having zero affiliation with the brand. And now Jordan and Undefeated is bringing them back for a whole generation to cry over because it's going to be another super rare drop. Probably more than 72 pairs total made, but it's not going to be an easy pickup, folks. Where there are a handful of material differences from the original, but the biggest change comes in the form of the heel tab. While the original had the Jumpman, this reissue will have Nike Air on the back, making it the first time people in recorded history that people will want the Jumpman on the heel ever since they started bringing back Nike Air, because that's not how the original Undefeated pair, it had the Jumpman, but it has Nike. And so it's those small differences that somehow make sneakerheads very angry. Anyway, that's it. One last look. So you have the Sal Barbier Etnies Malbon collab strictly for golf. And then we had the Osprey from Sunday Red. So these three are my sneakers of the week. Let me know. What do you guys think? All right, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.